Hello, I'm Tandy, and welcome to another Pioneer video. Today we're going to be playing my newest build of Sultai Neoform. This deck is something that's been kind of blowing up in the format over the last couple weeks. Multiple second place finishes at major tournaments from people who've performed well in tournaments before, and so it's really showing that like the deck actually has some legs, which I'm very happy about. I've written multiple articles on my Patreon about it. If you're interested, make sure to check out patreon.com/Tandy, and we'll try to put like a link for you in the description. This build is a little bit different than what we're used to. Instead of Hooting Mandrills, we're trying out Sultai Scavenger. So Sultai Scavenger is 6 mana 3/3 flyer with Delve. Nothing really to write home about, but it has the requirements of a 6 mana creature, Delve or cost reduction, and in the colors of Sultai. And so that allows us to play it over Hooting Mandrills. And why are we playing it over Hooting Mandrills, you might ask? Well, Hooting Mandrills, while a awesome 4/4 for 1 mana, it also enables Stubborn Denial. The problem is with the mana specifically. Casting Hooting Mandrills and Neoform in the same turn is relatively difficult on occasion. You'll notice we'll play a lot of games where we just don't draw green sources, or at least we only draw one green source for a while. And what ends up happening is you just get in situations where you lose because of your mana. And Stubborn Denial is great. I don't want to just like cut Stubborn Denial straight up, and I don't want to give up on the Hooting Mandrills version, but I do want to try a build that is taking into consideration a better mana base and a potentially different spell suite. Instead of the Stubborn Denials, we're going to be trying Spell Pierce. We have a random Mox Amber. I've been bouncing this around in my head for a while. I think it's okay. You know, it's going to be one of those cards, if you find it off Atraxa, it's going to be incredible because you get to have that boost of mana off the Atraxa immediately. And it's so good that in that spot that I kind of want to play Chart a Course over Strategic Planning and just play another Mox Amber. I think that there's definitely a build that can do that. And then maybe instead of Spell Pierce, we just play Considers or Duresses. And what ends up happening is we end up having Atraxa be able to trigger immediately, find a spell that's defensive, and cast it immediately. So that's kind of the gist behind Mox Amber, but it's more experimental than anything. The rest of the deck, you know, it's mostly similar to what we've seen. We cut all the shock lands. I'm going to try to build this heavy on the fast lands, Darkslick Shore, Blooming Marsh, and Botanical Sanctum. Since we don't need double green anymore, we can go a little bit lighter on green sources. In this build, we only have 13, but we do have ways to dig for the green source, and we have Founding to cast Neoforms, so it's not always necessary to have, especially in game 1. Yeah, but that's the deck. You know, we're just trying out a new build, and we're going to run it through a league and see how it goes. But stay tuned. We'll be back for round 1. God damn. Tedable, you think we should go to 21 lands, man? I think I got to keep this hand, but I'm not in love with it. You're on 21 right now? Okay. Gives us a lot more room. Was it 21 always and I just added a 22nd like a dum-dum? Were you ever on 22? It was 22? Okay. What about more lands? Maniac Scavenging is very cool. Can never win. It's not true. We can win. It's just really annoying now. Just gonna concede though. Too many lands. Justin. Trophy in. Got the Spell Pierces. The Mox. Got a Founding. I guess with Gaze we can trim on land, right? Because we have Gaze and Consider maybe to find lands. 4 Gaze, 2 Consider is probably fine. I'm sure you're playing 3 and 2, right? Or 3 and 3? That's what I saw the other day anyway. I still don't know if cutting a push is right, but I feel like trimming on some of the interaction is fine. We're going to keep and hope we draw one piece of enabling because we have combo and interaction. So no fatal push though. Trophy. If Trophy is fatal push, I'd feel a lot happier about this hand. But I think we keep, you know, Delve Creature plus interaction and Neoform in general. All right, well, 2 trophy, not great. This is one of the reasons why I don't love trophy. Like, it's there for the worst case scenario type stuff, but if you just naturally draw it in spots where, you just need any other type of interaction, it's awkward, right? It's very awkward. I get it. Like, giving them a land here is disastrous, but I kind of have to because I can't just take Reckless Stormseeker damage forever. Nice. Yeah, Lost Ark's a great game. I wonder if we have too many black sources now. Blooming Marsh seems awkward. I don't know. Mana base is going to be tough, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you say that until you lose to Leyline of the Void or whatever, Raph. It's obviously much worse right now. And playing Trophy is probably fine, but there's just a thing in everyone's deck that needs to be answered, and Trophy just answers all of them. It could be Terra Sunder or whatever, but then we wouldn't be killing Ooze here, so. They only had the 2 basics, lol. I will play Giganta next turn, I guess. You want Terra Sunder right now? Yeah, maybe. I'm sure they have a Crone War, so we're gonna play Giganta first. Yeah. Spell Pierce is also much worse later in the game. Maybe Spell Pierce is just bad. Like, Stub off of Atraxa is fucking crazy. Hmm. And now we burned both Assassin Trophies. We're gonna take 4 down to 12. All we can do really is play Tasker here. Season Stubs, how the deck always beats you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling like too. The idea of the Sultai Scavengers easing pressure on the mana base is fine, but what it does is it just makes your interaction worse. Spell Pierce plus Scavenger, I already feel like it's just worse than Stub. I'm just already envisioning and seeing situations where drawing it would not be as good. Like now, for example, like if we're able to find the Atraxa next turn, um, what ends up happening is like, you know, what ends up happening if we find the Atraxa is that we can find Spell Pierce, but it does not save us, right? I think we block the Mutavault. Are they going to play a Sky Sovereign? That's Sky Sovereign. I think we lose anyway. I'm down to just block. Whatever. Maybe they're just going to play 2 things. I don't know. Why is that in your deck? Why is this in your deck after sideboard? I don't understand. They're going to keep it in their deck after sideboard every time now too. Just so bad. How's Ember working out? This is our first match with it, and I haven't drawn it yet. All right. Traxa. We're going to get our Giganta back, but they'll be able to crew the Sky Sovereign and it'll die. So we can go Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Founding, Clearwater. And I guess we can push something. The permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. Wonder if I should thought seize them. Go to 3. Guess I'll just hold up fatal push. I don't know. Why Scavenger over Angler? Because Angler doesn't work with Neoform to go get a Traxa. I would obviously rather play the big fish. Doesn't really work though. Alright, so we do have to trade Traxa with Sky Sovereign though, and then go again. Next turn we can go Scavenger and then Founding Neoform it. Alright, so if they attack with everything, we can block an elf. We gain 8 up to 14, take 6, 7, 8. Down to 6. If they kill their own elf after block, that's not the best. I wonder if they're playing around stub. They know about these 4 cards. They don't know about this one. Imagine another Crowan. Yeah. Can't beat it. I think I'm down to trade though. Oh, I have to trade though. Force trade. Force trade. We can kill 3-drop now after combat at least. Make laws. Does this get hexproof or something? Vigilance and Menace? No. Okay. Should have thought these first. Small mistake. It might kill me. Alright, we get chapter 3 no matter what. Even if they besage you my thing. Which is formatted anime, Dad? I don't think that would be very good for you. Sorcery, creature, instant, enchantments, plant. I guess we could just take the attracts itself and hardcast it. Get another type of attracts it. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you that you don't want that because it would be bad for the format, and you probably would. All right, we know their last card in hand is just Besage, so we'll go ahead and kill the Skoos. They'll leave my graveyard, that's fine. We'll attack for a bunch. We'll play a big Tassiger. Maybe we can Founding the Push, but I don't think we really need to. It's been a long game. It would just be really powerful. It would Atraxa would get banned like immediately or whatever, or they would just ban Animate Dead. Like it would never be in the format because it would always be too good. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can activate. Okay, so we can't do that and activate. So let's just pay the full 6. Gonna activate Tassiger, see if they want to give us a thing. All right, they'll give us the Thoughtseize. All right, we'll say go. I mean, I guess they think that they have a chance if they draw the Corona War, which maybe they do. I don't know. All right, we'll keep. We got to push. We can go Founding Planning on 2. Dig really deep. I will go ahead and push this to slow them down, even though we can save it for Scavenging Ooze. I think it's important to just slow them down, get our mana online. They have a lot of ways to attack us when they have extra mana. Many fewer ways on turn 2. Hearse is one of them, though. Alright, so we'll go Founding on 1, Strategic Planning. They'll be able to eat our graveyard, but we can mill a bunch next turn and then play Scavenger. Before they can stop my graveyard. Alright, so we'll take Gaze just in case. Hearse can't keep up with us at all. I mean, we have to main phase our Scavenger next turn, though, right? So, like... Getting it done. Like, we don't have the ability to combo this turn. So we just go mill ourselves, play our bird. And then we'll go Otherworldly Gaze in case they kill Scavenger. We can look for another Neoform. And also look for something to do next turn with our mana. I feel like we have too many of these. Too many fast lands. Darkslick Shores is great. These two are much worse. It probably should be 3 and 3, and then maybe more pathways, honestly. I'm not really sure where to go. Original mana base was Hodgepodge. This one doesn't feel that bad, but the fourth land always entering tapped is kind of a mediocre. I guess it's not always, but it's like pretty regularly. Okay. I'm gonna look at the top. If we find another creature, I might trade with the Bone Crusher Giant here. Alright. Graveyard, graveyard, graveyard. We'll take 8. Alright, so let's go. Do we want the Boseiju? We can kill the Hearse. Graveyard this. Graveyard this. Top this. So we can go attack, Neoform, put Boseiju in hand, have an answer for this if we need it. You shuffling off Neo? Oh, you're right. You're right. That was dumb. I should have just put them all in the graveyard, I guess. For some reason, I thought I was just peeling the top 10 off, but I do shuffle first with Neoform. That's true. All right, so Traxa comes in. We'll get Boseiju. That's great. Creature, we only have the 1, but we might cast it later, so we'll take it. Founding is the only enchantment. Gust and another Neoform. Maybe we'll leave the attraction in the deck, though. I think I'm fine leaving the attraction in the deck. We're like pretty far from casting it. Yeah, Blanket and Croton War is like the most important part of the matchup, to be honest. Yeah, we're holding it though because killing a Croton War matters more than killing the Hearse at this point. The Hearse doesn't really do anything anymore. All right, so now with Gust, Boseiju, most of their outs are cornered. Just gonna attack. I guess we can Boseiju this for one, and then Founding Thoughtseize. And then we still have Gust for a Crown War. And the Hearse can actually be a little annoying, just how big it is or whatever. I think I'm just gonna hold up Gust. I'll just like let it resolve, I guess, and then Gust after. But we can Founding into another Gust too next turn. But we can't do that while Hearse is in play, so I think killing the Hearse is okay. Sometimes empty, sometimes. Another one lander. Can we keep this one? I don't think so. We got some stuff, but we're on the play. Desperately need more lands. All right, we'll put back the Atraxa. So excited this Friday? Yeah, it's a good day. Dude, this weekend's gonna be lit too. We're doing Can Jam shenanigans over at my house on Sunday. Should be fun. Backyard again. Yeah, me too, Raph. Another Gruul opponent. Okay, this one is a Tarka Red again. All right. Well, but don't die. Can't wait to jam again. I'm excited. I'm real excited about Sunday. Well, then go take a nap, Raph, but then fire the missiles. All right, so next turn we can go push plus Scavenger. I don't think they have like Lightning Strike in their deck. I think it's a pretty safe play. And they have a lot of incentive. Epicure? Maybe they missed on land. If they miss on land, I think the game's over. All right, we'll do empty. All right, so they don't have nothing. So they'll play the Epicure. I'll go. Well, we drew Tassiger. I'd rather have Tassiger. It's much harder to kill. So we'll just play Tasker instead of the Scavenger. I will not block the Kamano. I doubt they'll attack, but I don't. If they do attack, I'm not going to block. Synthesizer hits Stoke the Flames. Now that could have killed Sultai Scavenger, chat. And I guess if they Stoke the Flames plus Shock, they can kill the Tassiger. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. No, dude. How? How am I losing? How is this happening to me, dude? Yeah, this is also just experimental, right? The Scavengers. So far, they have felt much worse. The Stubs have felt worse. We're playing Spell Pierce instead. But Spell Pierce is not Stub late game, you know? I don't know that it's better than Mandrills. That's... Oh my god, dude. We're dead. So annoying. I will keep this. We'll put back a Neoform. We won't need the second one, I don't think. I don't know if we'll have time to find a second land or a third land. So I kind of want to just go gaze on one, bin all of them, and then play Scavenger on two. All right, we didn't find the land anyway, so might as well just bin them all so we can play turn two Scavenger. I guess now we can play Gust plus turn three Neoform, so let's do that instead. We don't leave ourselves vulnerable to removal this way. I was going to do it if I didn't draw the land. But now we get the best of both worlds, right? We'll just Gust the Burning Tree, stop their chain. I'll put it on top. We'll go land, Scavenger, Neoform, and hopefully it's enough that they can't do anything about it. I do really like let's see, Neoform, Tassiger, Fatal Push, Clearwater. I like the gazes because they allow for faster combos. They just dig really deep, you know? I think it's important to really talk about why something is good, you know? Maybe we can trim a duress, but if I have a duress on one, I'm pretty happy, I think, in the matchup. This build has tons of non-creatures. All right, well, we have the old... I guess we'll keep. This hand's okay. Another Mana Confluence. Not the best draw, but a third land is always okay. It's important to note that this is a dead card, right? This is dead. We have no way to loot it away. When we draw it, we can only cast it for 7 mana. There's no other way to use it. But I think that's fine. I think that strategic planning is better than Chart a Course. But I think that there is merit to maybe testing Chart a Course in the future as a way to potentially get more value off of your stuff. But one fewer delve is certainly not the best. All right, let's go Founding plus Gaze. Let's go Graveyard top. We'll go Duress plus Tasker next turn. Well, Mammal, I think I only ever had one Jace in the deck, and when I did have it in the deck, it was only okay. It died a lot. I think there's maybe a version that plays Jace and not Founding, but I have found Founding to be far superior. All right, mill me for 4. See what we got. We did find a Neoform, so we have the combo next turn. Let's go Duress you. Karizov's Expertise is gone. And then we'll play Tassiger. And the next one we have Neoform. What's the weakness of this deck? Aggressive opponents with a lot of hate. Seems consistent. It is very consistent. Although we had last league, we went 2-3. We had multiple games where we found everything we needed except for Neoform, and there was no Neoform in the top 30 cards. That happened 3 times. All right, so sorcery, instant, land. And we'll just hold up Ether Gust. Matchup against control's good. I think it's okay. Blue white's a little tough sometimes because of specifically Dovin's veto. You essentially can't play Neoform until you know there's no Dovin's veto on the other side. But we lost to it earlier. I don't know. It can be tough. It's very close. We are either at a disadvantage or it's even, but I think we're probably at a disadvantage. All right, so target's committing, so I can't gain life. We can gust it. I think we just let it resolve though. We'll go to 12. We're really just afraid of cards as expertise at this point, I think. We'll play Sultai Scavenger for 2. Oh, Panic Skullcrack? I mean, it's not Panic. All right, we'll keep this one. You just found out by chance? All right, we'll just wait till... We'll take the Make Disappear. The Blood Tithe Harvester can be fine for a while. We'll essentially wait on the Fatal Push until they go for Hostage Taker, and then we'll use that plus Fatal Push to stop it after they take our thing. You're just digging through Gather? Nice. I wonder when they did that. Oh, that's a good top deck. Now they get to take our Tassiger. All right, see what we can find. We want a Delve Creature and a Neoform. We'll start with the Delve Creature because it's pretty good. Good play for less and play the Fatal Push on the Harvester, but again, I just want to save the Fatal Push for later. We'll block the Harvester if they have Bone Crusher off the top. That's fine. Maybe not. If they attack, we might not block, but I can't imagine. I mean, I guess I can imagine them drawing Bone Crusher. I guess they'll only attack if they find the Bone Crusher, so we got to keep that in our mind. Discard the Blood Crypt we knew about. The Water Grave we didn't know about. Tapped. Okay, so we know they have Spire Bluff Canal that they should have played this turn if they want to go for the Hostage Taker, but maybe they know the Hostage Taker's cap. We'll save the Swamp for later. We'll activate Tassiger. We can also just buy Gigantha. Maybe that's better. I think I'm going to attack with Tassiger and then buy Gigantha and hold up Fatal Push. Since they know about the push, we can Gigantha next turn, maybe. But maybe we should just activate. I mean, are we going to get them with it? They know about the Fatal Push, right? Or don't they? I don't understand this. I think they knew about it. Now we just attack and play Giganta. Maybe they just have a second hostage taker. But they shouldn't have attacked if that was the case. I think they just made a mistake. All right. They're at 10. All right, let's go for strategic planning. I guess I'll take Fatal Push. And if they ever kill Tassiger, we get to kill Sheoldred. We'll look for Otherworldly Gaze. I can't really attack because we can threaten their life total pretty well. We don't have a mana confluence, so we'll just bin all 3. No, cancel. Undo. No, dude, I forgot I could just cast it off my Giganta. All right, that should be in our... yeah, I do that a bunch. We'll figure it... Look, that's just something you'll figure out over time. Like, you'll stop doing that like me. Or you won't like me. Yeah, it happens. Whatever. Fable's fine. Kills you the people trying to force Blue Rakdos. I mean, the people doing it are doing it for reasons, right? Like, it's not like, oh man, they're just doing it for funsies. They're trying to, like, solve a specific problem. The problem being spell-based combo. Decks that can top deck well against Thoughtseize. Whatever they give me, I think's bad for them. Give me the Traxa. Good. I actually thought that might be what happened. Wonder if they have a counterspell and they're going to try to counterspell this with make disappear. Nope, just concede. It's fine too. I don't really want to sideboard much in the matchup. Don't think we need the Mox. Alright, how much do I want Mystical Disputes? Not much. Duress seems okay, not great. Gus seems okay, not great. Trophy seems okay, not great. But the Spell Piercers don't feel that great either. But maybe they're just fine because of Fable. I think Otherworldly Gaze is much worse in matchups where they're playing Thoughtseize and being like fair mid-rangey, grindy stuff. You hate Gaze as a card? Yeah, it's tough. The reason why we're playing it though is because I think it's exceptional in this deck. After playing with it, I would never cut it. We'll Duress first. I'm not sure if I should be Thoughtseizing first. Okay, so they're going to Harvester. Maybe we just take Stroke. We can't really stop the Fable, so we'll just stop Sheoldred. We don't have the ability to play a creature next turn, though, so we're going to be under the gun a bit from these threats. I feel like I'm really missing the Considers in this build to give me a little bit of consistency in the early turns, a little more graveyard interaction without being minus a card. I'm not really feeling the version of the Sultai Scavenger, to be honest. Even if we 5-0, I think I'm going to cut it. And what I'll learn is that my spell suite is fine. Like, I haven't cast Scavenger more than once, and it was like the same as Hooting Mandrills, so that one time I did. And it's been actively scary having it only be 3 toughness in 2 spots. Yeah, not having stub is a huge deal. Losing stub is really all there is to it. Wonder if I should have let him have the Disdainful Stroke and just try to take both Fables. But then we'd be losing to Shield Red right now anyway. Because they just have a powerful card at 2, 3, 4 every game. Like, it just doesn't really matter what you do. So I maybe that's why the discard is bad. Maybe we need to just cut duresses. You know? I thought maybe taking away stuff like Stroke or sideboard cards from them would be good, but their best route to victory is just being aggressive anyway with their disruption. And our discard is pretty bad against their aggressive stuff because we're just not interacting with the board at all. I'll discard 2 Delve creatures, and then we'll play Gigantha, I guess. We got to draw something pretty big quick because the Fables are going to get turned on next turn. The Griggs beat a 5/5. Yeah, they have double reflection going. We're kind of fucked. Oh, they even have Make Disappear for me. Okay. All right, well, we're probably dead. We can draw Neoform next turn, though, maybe. That is what blue adds to the deck, y'all. That's what I'm saying. So now if we block, they can make a copy. I guess I'll block. They can't kill this straight up. They can copy this, stomp this, then kill this if they drew stomp. So they did. It's frustrating. I guess they could draw. They could have drawn another harvester too. Don't block. I mean, I'm at such a low life total. I think I have to block. Oh, I thought one. I'm stupid. I thought one had Summoning Sickness. That's just a punt. I thought that they needed a thing drawn. That's just a mistake. Don't worry about that. All right, I'm gonna cut the dresses. Gonna be Otherworldly Gazing. Maybe one dress. Bring back in the 2 Otherworldly Gaze. Just because I'm missing the Considers a bit. I'm gonna hold up Spell Pierce on turn 1 for Thoughtseize. And then we'll go, if they don't do anything, we'll Gaze, and the next turn we can Thoughtseize plus Scavenger, probably. Minding without understanding. Alright, so we can Gaze plus Scavenger, or we can just Founding plus Thoughtseize. I kind of like Founding plus Thoughtseize. And then if we draw a land, we can combo next turn. What 2-mana removal spells could kill Scavenger, though? Gaze plus Scavenger is like big brain, but if they have another discard spell or counter spell, the Neoform shot. I like Founding discard, I guess. Good Founding plus Gaze. I could. I'd rather make sure that they don't hit me with a discard spell next turn. And the chapter 2 of Founding is like the same as casting Gaze. So chapter. All right, bunch of shit that doesn't matter. They have a PWK. Some go blanks. We just need to draw a land so we can cast it plus Neoform. If we don't, we'll just play Scavenger. We'll hold the card we draw and discard those to go blank, and then Neoform the turn after. All right, Croaks. Okay, Croaks actually throws that plan under the bus a little bit. But I guess we can. All right, we'll just discard the Otherworldly Gaze. Hopefully, we draw land. They don't necessarily have another land. They're not guaranteed to have a land. They have 2 cards we don't know about. What did you hear with Go Blank incoming? Yeah, I don't know. Our fountain doesn't do anything anymore. Or we could just draw Neoform. That's all. Maybe I should have took the Go Blank instead of the PWK. I thought I would have to. I mean, I don't know. I think I just fucked up. I don't know. Maybe the Go Blank is not a big deal. But obviously getting really lucky there helps. Alright, so creature, Tassiger, sorcery, strategic, push, and then botanical. They had double Go Blank? Did they? I thought they only had the one. I might be mistaken. If they had 2 Go Blank, then yeah, that's definitely not correct to take one. Can PWK to Traxa? No, but I thought I'd have to cast the Scavenger on a 2 mana board, and that left it open for PWK. Alright, we'll keep. We get to see if Mox Amber's any good, hopefully. Mono white. Brave the Elements, not a big deal, probably. I'm just going to take Adeline. Adeline is a big deal. Very scary. Alright, let's go strategic planning. That way next turn we can do some cool stuff. Take another black source. Next turn we can go Tassiger, land, push. Alright, we'll take the 2. Okay, well the Mox doesn't help us, right? We can't go this turn. I don't think, because we need green, blue, black. Made you decide to switch to Sultai Scavenger? Missing double green a bunch on the turn where I'm trying to combo. Happened a couple times. I can get got by a Ganjo here, so I'm just gonna not attack first. Alright, so let's go Neoform. Check this. We'll take Tasker's the only creature. Instant. We can. Okay. We'll go 4 Rave Enfeeblement. 2 Trophy. Maybe cut D6. Something like this can go. I'm fine trimming planning over Otherworldly Gaze, actually. But maybe we should do this. Founding plus removal is pretty decent, but Thalia makes founding pretty bad. So I think we'll just go for speed. Alright, well, we'll push whatever they play on 2. If we can. Thalia's... Okay. Alright, well, we did put in Assassin's Trophy, so... Time for a Caracas-like land. Okay. You know, they have those. It's just called Caracas, though. But it's too good for this format. We'll just do it the hard way, you know? 6 mana cast a 3/3. Neoform later. Play Giganta next turn, I guess. I'll probably put Otherworldly Gaze here just to check my next card. I'm gonna draw Traxa because we can just fucking cast it off the Giganta. Maybe that's bad, though. It's probably bad. So we can go Founding Trophy on the rest in peace. Next turn, mill 4. Scavenger Neoform. And it doesn't leave us vulnerable to Brutal Cathar. Let's see, what's the damage next turn if we don't? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guaranteed. Down to 8. Gigantha. If they have an answer for Gigantha, I just lose. So let's just do this. 1. We'll give them an extra land. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's either that or be dead. Alright. We'll go for Neoform next turn, and hopefully we find something that protects us from all the shit they play this turn. Rest in peace on 2 is tough, man. I actually told my buddy who's playing the RCQ this weekend, he's playing mono white, that he should be playing a couple of rest in peace in the sideboard. Alright, well now they get to blow up the Founding. I think we can still play a 4-mana Scavenger and Neoform it, though. Let's see if they do that. Bummer. I thought second rest in peace could come too, and that's a little souring. It's fine. Alright, I'm going to cut the 2 Foundings for the strategic planning and maybe a Pierce. Just 1 Pierce on the play for when they go for the early thing. Alright, so we have blue and black. These are bad, I think. We're going to keep. They haven't really screwed me that much yet, so maybe they're fine, but. Alright, let's go for a Thoughtseize. So we can take their 1-drop, and then their hand's pretty stifled. We'll just do that, that's fine. And then we'll strategic planning next turn, and then we'll get hit for a little bit on the turn after, but we have Raven Feeblement for their Adeline. Nice. Need Green Source and Neoform. Land first, maybe? Maybe Neoform first. We need Creature, too. Let's take the land. The Neoform is probably the right take, but I don't really want to take it there. Next turn, we can go Strategic plus Kill Spell. We also have more information next turn after we draw. So we know they have Chef Adun, Thali's Lieutenant, and Adeline. They're going to go ahead and play Adeline. I think that's fine. We'll play this on... Oh, we should have played it on blue, probably. Or on black. Let's see. We'll go Ray on this. Buy this guy. And then if we draw another land, we can just cast Gigantha and then use that to cast Atraxa. Yeah, this should be on black. That was a huge punt, chat. I'm going to... We're going to lose to Brave the Elements, probably. So we're going to cast it on upkeep to make them use a mana so they can't do a ton of shit. But this is probably a mistake. But if I don't do it now, I won't be able to do it. Yeah, I should have played this on black. It was just a very obvious punt. And that just keeps happening, right? Like, we're trying out new stuff. I keep kind of autopiloting in some spots. And if I just took like 5 seconds to think about my turn, you know? And these are mistakes that you can just dodge, right? Pretty easily if you just are paying attention, unlike me. They even had the land. Okay, so they have Thalia too. If this were black, we'd be in good shape. So I'm going to count this as a potential dub if we lose just because we fucked up. And it's like such a big fuck up that it just ruins the rest of the game for us, All right, QB Turtle usually plays aggressive decks, but maybe meta decks is more apt. We'll see. We're probably going to get whipped by I'm guessing the Esper Legends. That's what I'm guessing they're on. All right. A lot of aggro today, chat. A lot of aggro and a lot of punts from me. If we draw a black spell, like I have to gaze and put everything in the graveyard just so I can play turn 2 Tasker here. Yeah, we just have to. That's fine. This Mox Amber is dog shit though. We just gotta cut it. It's fine. I just wanted to try it. Could play Mox Amber and threaten the mana, but we can't do anything with it. I'd rather them not know about it. All right, so these are attacking. Not this, not this. That means this is a sacrificial attack. We're just gonna block Boomat. Discard 2 lands. Okay. All right, so Fatal Push, Tassiger, Founding, Neoform, Blooming Marsh. Okay. Orkidoke. Oh, we said Duresses are going to be good here, probably. Oh, they have Bomat Courier, so they're old school. They're not playing Gleeful Demo. So the Duresses are worse. I'll leave them out. Gus Trophy's fine. A Mox. Look up Pierce. The Founding. The London Mulligan, good dual lands, good mana in general. 8 virtual copies of the same card. These are all mechanisms in game design to allow you to always accomplish your goal, right? If you're able to increase consistency, you decrease variance, but you also decrease I don't know what to call it, dynamicism, like the ability to be dynamic basically is just gone. And so you just create games that are always the same or very similar in what they do. 2 decks always doing their game plan means no one ever has to get weird. No one ever has to get scrappy. Used to, when you mulligan to 5, it used to be because you only had 1 land in your opener twice or whatever. Now it's like I'm mulliganing to 5 so I can incorporate my 2-card combo as quickly as possible. Dynamism? Is it dynamism or dynamism? Dynamism. All right, we'll just push this. This is fine. They might play Audacity, so no reason to play until in the step. Okay. I'd rather just kill BT, I think. We'll let them have the Bomat Courier. We'll just ignore it. 3/3 is a big deal. All right, Founding plus Planning. We're just looking for a creature. Found it. Next turn we can combo. Phoenix, check. Is this build a statement that breeding pool's not in it? I mean, the build is the build because the mana base was bad. Sultai Scavenger is there because Hooting Mandrills made it so casting something like getting double green was hard or whatever, right? I don't know. Maybe we should have just been playing 12 fast lands all along. I didn't really want my fourth land inner tapped all the time. Building mana bases is never about math. It's always about vibes. Yeah. Alright, target player mills 4. We'll mill me. Alright, let's go. But don't die. Alright, so we'll go Tassiger, Gust, Neoform Pathway. Hitting Mox there would let me Tasker again, which is kind of nice. I don't know. We cut the Mox though, so and we're gonna cut it from the deck altogether. I just like pointing out places where it could be useful, you know, but it's not useful enough in enough scenarios. Which you'll see like more of this or the first one. First one has my sideboard guide, and I think I like that one a bit more, but only because the Spell Pierces and Sultai Scavengers did not feel great. But I think the trick is to just not care about having Stubborn now specifically, and I think we just main deck Duress. I think we just play 2 Duress. It helps me aggressively fill the graveyard where Spell Pierce is a little more reactive. So this list might end up being... I mean, we're going to go 4-1 here, right? So, like, you know, we went turn 3, Neoform both games. Hard for our opponent to really do much about it in their mono red deck. I really hope they're not being salty. QB comes in the chat sometimes, man. Maybe they're just tanking on the Bomat crack. That makes sense. If they have Karizev's expertise, we die. Aw. Okay, cool. So 4-1 with the new build. We'll talk about it, and we'll talk about things we should change. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say that the Mox Amber can just go. So we're going to cut that. The addition of Sultai Scavenger to alleviate some pressure on the mana base, I think it has merit, right? But I don't think Spell Pierce is the answer. And while Spell Pierce could be good, I think that if you want to do this, we just cut the 2 Spell Pierce. We put in 2 Duress here instead, right? And then we can play 1 more card, maybe a Consider. Or even something like 1 Blood Chief's Thirst. That might be okay to give us a little more removal. 22 lands felt fine. I had a couple one-landers that I kept with Otherworldly Gaze that were okay. Adding something like Consider back to the deck, it'll make the foundings a little better, but it also just makes like land light hands better in the openers. And so I'm really not sure where I want to go next with that, but I'll be exploring that in the next build for sure. But I know that the Mox Embers and the Spell Piercers didn't really cut it in this build, but the pressure of green being taken off the mana base for Sultai Scavenger, definitely very helpful. I don't know why Founding felt pretty good in this build, but I think it's just similar to the other build for stuff like that. Duress could take or leave, but I think that you just want that to help fill the graveyard. But maybe it's like 1 Duress, 2 Consider or something. Sideboard, we didn't see the Pithy Needle at all. Didn't really want it in any of our games. Raven Feeblement, obviously good. Mono White, maybe a tougher matchup. We lost to it, but the loss was our own major mistake. Aether Gust, excellent. Assassin's Trophy was good enough. It was because of the Crone War. I think you have to play Trophy over Abrupt Decay. That's my new line. I'm going to play 2 Trophy over Abrupt Decay on the board, basically for the rest of the time until things change. But that's it. This is the new version of Neotraxa. We're just trying out some new stuff. Specifically in this build, Sultai Scavenger, and it was pretty good. The card itself, you know, it just makes the mana easier. That's all. And double green for Hooting Mandrills plus Neoform on turn 3. Extremely difficult sometimes. But I also like that I didn't deal myself as much damage with this mana base. So in general, I think I just really like the mana base, how it is here. I would maybe trim one Clearwater Pathway and play one Watery Grave instead. There are some instances where having Clearwater Pathway was a little worse than having Watery Grave because you just need to have like blue on one and black on two. But that's just about, you just got to figure it out. Like it's just about trying stuff until everything kind of feels right. Anywho, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Tandy. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you soon.